Hello there. This is In a Minute, and I'm Robin Heiskell, and we are reading the Gospel of John, one chapter a day, 5 days a week. Today we're at John chapter 2, but before we read, let's discuss it a bit. John chapter 2 opens with Jesus' miracle of turning the water into wine. This happened 3 days after the last events of chapter 1 and in Cana, a village in Galilee. Jesus, his mother, and his disciples had been invited to a wedding, and the action picks up at the wedding feast. In ancient Israel, the wedding feast, comparable to our modern-day reception, often lasted for up to a week, and the bridegroom would have been responsible for supplying the food and the drink. To run out of wine would have been highly embarrassing. Mary knows that Jesus can remedy the situation. And Jesus' response to his mother really is not as harsh as some translations make it sound. Even though it seemed like Jesus was refusing her request, Mary's instructions to the servants to do whatever Jesus asked them to do indicated that he was going to do something about it. The water pots were there for the washing of hands and utensils, and I find it interesting that John lets us know just how much water was there. These were very large containers that held up to 30 gallons. There was a lot of water that was needed for all the guests at the wedding feast. And Jesus doesn't supernaturally produce any old wine. He makes the best there is. This is the first of only 7 miracles that Jesus did that the Gospel of John records, and this one shows Christ's power. As we continue to read, we will see that John calls each of these miracles signs, and they are recorded to point us to Jesus' messiahship and to cause us to believe. The incident in the temple is recorded at the beginning of Jesus' public ministry here in John. In Matthew, Mark, and Luke, it's at the end of Christ's earthly ministry. Now, it's possible that Jesus cleared the temple on 2 different occasions, or perhaps John puts it here because he's less concerned about placing events in order and more focused on communicating the message. The point is to show the hypocrisy and dishonesty of the so-called religious leaders and to highlight the authority of Christ. And as you read today, notice how many times in John chapter 2 it says that people believed in Jesus or his word. Then ask yourself, what is it that you believe about Jesus? The answer can change everything.